Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the E-Bike Guy channel, and this is your boy, the E-Bike Guy. It's a little bit chilly this morning, around about 9 o'clock, and I'm heading to the park so I can do a little bit of calisthenics and everything, and ride my bike around the park. You know, that's what I usually do. But in today's topic, I wanted to share something with y'all. They've been on my mind for quite some time, and so I wanted to go ahead and get it off of my out of my head before I forget about it. And so I want to talk to y'all about e-bikes versus motorcycles. Now, there's really, as far as speed goes, there's no comparison to a e-bike to a motorcycle, an actual motorcycle. There's really no comparison for that, because of right now there's no e-bike out there that's even trying to keep up with a motorcycle, especially a high power motorcycle, 600 cc's and on up. But I'm gonna tell y'all this story right quick. 2 days ago, my friend brought him a motorcycle. It's a 2010 Kawasaki ZX12R. It's a little windy out here, so hope y'all can hear me. Anyways, he brought him a motorcycle, and I said, well, let me try it out right quick. I took it down the road. I brought it back, and when I brought it back, I accelerated a little bit more, and I just wanted to tell y'all the feeling you get riding a motorcycle to the feeling that you get riding an e-bike. Now don't get me wrong. You know, motorcycle, you use gasoline and everything. You can, you pretty much can take it anywhere. You know, you can go very far with it, because the gas stations are they're plentiful right now. To whereas the e-bike, you know, depends on what kind of battery you have. You have to stop somewhere and actually recharge your bike. You know, recharge your battery. And you have to wait a couple hours, you know what I'm saying, for that battery to get charged. Depending on what kind of charge you get, you'll just have to wait. You just have to wait, you know, for your bike to get done charging, which you can do that too with an e-bike. But back to the feeling that I had, you know what I'm saying, when see on an e-bike like this, is that the feeling is different on an e-bike. No, and depending on kind of e-bike you have, like a high power e-bike, you know, the feeling is kind of different, you know what I mean? So as I was accelerating that motorcycle, man, I couldn't even, you know, how we can ride an e-bike, you can just look right and left, and the e-bike is it's a lot more quiet, you know, opposed to a motorcycle. It depends on if you got an aftermarket exhaust on it, or your stock muffler. But man, I was so concentrated looking straight, man, I didn't really have time to actually see my surroundings, because my thing is just to hold on and hope to God that nothing don't come out in front of me, you know, going at those speeds, upwards like between 120, 130 miles an hour. You know, opposing to just doing like, you know, 35, 50 miles an hour on an e-bike. I just didn't, it just, I had just that tunnel vision to where almost your peripheral vision doesn't even exist no more. You know, you just focus on holding on and looking straight at the direction you're going. And I can tell you, it's an adrenaline rush. I can tell you that for sure. It's very, very high intense moments when you accelerate that fast on that motorcycle. I mean, it's brutal. The power of that motorcycle is brutal. But there is some drawbacks to having that motorcycle. You know, like I said, this goes back to your exhaust note. You know what I'm saying? Depends on if you got an aftermarket exhaust slip-on muffler or a stock muffler. You pretty much can't ride that motorcycle just anywhere, especially in a neighborhood where people don't like that noise. As a matter of fact, my buddy works night shift at a job, and he has a motorcycle with a slip-on exhaust on it. And he had got a notice from the manager saying that he has to quiet his motorcycle down because the neighbors are sleeping and stuff. So he actually have to kind of put his foot over his muffler because it's the exhaust is about that short, you know what I mean? So about yay short right there. So, but it's pretty loud, and you know, so a lot of people don't like that noise 1-2 o'clock in the morning, and the motorcycle's going, you know, even though he's doing going slow, about between 20 miles an hour in third gear, you know. And just people, especially if they're older folks, you know what I mean, they don't like that noise. But what the e-bike is that you can be very quiet, and now this depends on what kind of tires you get, how your freewheel is. You can get this thing to be so quiet. As a matter of fact, I was riding my e-bike one day, and there was a guy on just a regular bike. He was exercising and everything, and I was late to get my kid from school, and I kind of accelerated around him so fast, and he was like, "Oh my God!" He didn't really say that. He was like, "Holy shit!" You know, and I turned around. I was like, "Sorry." I mean, that's what I was talking about the e-bike. You know, that they can be very quiet. So it depends on where you work at, you know what I'm saying? If you can get an e-bike and go to your job and come home, man, nobody won't hear you. Nobody wouldn't even know you exist, you know, on the street, because that's how quiet your e-bike is. So that's what I was saying about those. And then there's some more drawbacks too about a motorcycle. You got to get it registered. You got to have a motorcycle endurance license. You got to make sure there's no oil leaks on your motor, around your oil pan, your oil drain plug, because if you make a turn and that oil gets on your tire, that motorcycle slip right from under you. You know, because you got street tires on that motorcycle. You're on the highway. And that happened to me one time. I didn't know it, and I had an oil leak, and I slipped. It got from under me, but I managed to keep it under control. But I addressed that issue. As soon as I got home, I addressed that issue, because that is very dangerous, you know. And tires for the motorcycle is not cheap. We had to change 2 of them on my buddy's motorcycle, some Shinkos. We had to get some Shinkos from the motorcycle shop, and had those get changed out and everything. You know, but other than that, it's fun. You can go out there on the highway, and you can ride with friends and everything. You can keep up with traffic, you know. But it's just that but versus an e-bike, you can ride this anywhere. You don't have to have no license, no insurance. You can, pretty much it's a perfect means of transportation, you know, as far as economy goes, because you're not really using no gas. You're just using like a fraction of electricity from your house. And then, like I say, it depends on what battery you have. You upwards of 40 amp hours all the way to 80 amp hour batteries. You know, you can get some pretty decent range with that e-bike, and still have a reliable, fast transportation. Depends on what e-bike. If you're doing the DIY e-bike, if you want a fast e-bike, you have to build it yourself. But as far as motorcycle goes, that could be like a means of transportation too. But like I was saying, it's just that like say like an e-bike, man, I can just it's quiet, you know what I mean? So I can actually listen to my surroundings. If somebody yells and say, hey, what bike you got there? Hey, your tire's flat. I can listen, I can hear them because I'm not surrounded by a bunch of noise that my motorcycle is producing with the aftermarket exhaust and everything, you know. And I can pay attention more because I'm not focused on the road and incoming traffic. I'm not being more now with an e-bike you have to be more defensive, you know what I mean, because you know you're more invincible to an e-bike than you is a motorcycle, because people on the road, people driving, you know, they're programming their heads that either cars, bus, trucks, and motorcycles on the lane, and then when they see a e-bike, a high-power e-bike riding on the road, we're like a little P compared to them. You know what I mean? They don't really see us like that. So that's why us e-bikers got to be more defensive when we're actually driving on the road or in the bike lane, opposed to a motorcycle. So yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, you can have fun with either or, you know, so you can have fun with the motorcycle and you can also have fun with e-bike too. It's just that the e-bike's more convenient than a motorcycle. But like I say, there's no e-bike that's currently faster than a motorcycle, unless you get something like a zero motorcycle, electric motorcycle, or you actually can build it yourself, you know, and to keep up with a motorcycle. But I'm saying like maybe a 600cc motorcycle at best, but it'll never be going upwards of 150 mile an hour like the 1000cc motorcycle, 1200, 1400cc motorcycle, you know. That's in its own league, you know, as far as two-wheel vehicle goes, you know what I'm saying? But with the e-bike, you can actually take your time. If you're not in a rush, you can actually take your time and get where you need to go, you know, instead of zooming down the road and everything, as you would like in a motorcycle and everything. So, but yeah, that was I mean personally, I don't ride motorcycles though. I will ride them. I mean, but I wouldn't own one. I wouldn't own one, but you know, because that's really not my thing. But my buddy has one and he loves it. And that's what he wants, you know what I mean? But and I'm not gonna stop nobody from getting one. But I'm just saying the pros and cons of either, you know, e-bikes and motorcycles, that, you know, and they all have their faults. It's just that when, you know, I rode it and I'm like, man, I mean, it's a whole different feeling, you know what I mean? When you're riding, you get off your e-bike and you're riding a motorcycle, it's a whole different feeling, you know? Like I say, it's just a lot more involved in getting a motorcycle than it is just building the e-bike. As far as like license, registration, maintenance goes. So you'll have more maintenance on the motorcycle. You got periodic oil changes, spark plug changes, tire changes, chain. You got to make sure your chain's lubed up, your sprockets, you know, your sprocket's not worn down. And it's just a lot more. It's a lot more maintenance involved. How you doing? A lot more maintenance involved than the motorcycle than is e-bike. E-bike, maybe the worst thing you have to worry about is tires, really. Tires and tubes. So that's, and you know, brake pads, you know, you might go through brake pads. It depends on if you have a high power e-bike like this one. You might go through some brake pads, but I have regen on this one, so I don't really go through brake pads. I just press the brakes just a little bit just to activate the regen, and then it just slows me down. But yeah, a lot less maintenance on the e-bike than a motorcycle. Like I say, you might have you might have your tire issues, you know, tires are wearing out. Might have to change a flat every now and then. You might get a nail or something in your tire because the tire is not as thick as a motorcycle tire. So they're more prone to get punctures. Sorry, y'all, I had to, damn, throat was itching right there. So yeah, that was my little rant about e-bikes versus motorcycles. You know, it just they're both fun. They're both fun in their own ways, you know. But like I say, and they got a little bit of things in common. Far as speed, they have nothing in common as far as speed goes. But and the motor, you know, petrol versus electric. I mean, like I say, if you don't take care of the motorcycle right, you might end up blowing a head gasket. You know, valves might drop. If you don't run the oil, you might seize up the crank and everything. And with the electric, you don't have to worry about all this stuff. You know, so I'm just telling you the ups and the downs on a motorcycle. You know, but if you keep it up and everything, it will last. I mean, for a while, you know. But other than that, that's all I wanted to share with y'all about the e-bikes versus motorcycles. Like I say, that you can e-bikes, you can just sit back and relax, take your time, ride, enjoy the scenery. All right, what's up? And you can enjoy yourself. You can ride with friends too. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, to me, it's more of a pleasure to ride an e-bike than it is opposed to riding a motorcycle. You know, I mean, basically, it's going to be the new thing. It's going to be the new thing as time goes on. You know, as far as you know, the gas prices and everything is on the rise. People can't really afford, you know, gasoline. I'm talking about just you know, gas and cars in general and stuff like that. You know, like a motorcycle, it doesn't take much to fill up, and they're pretty good on gas too. They're really good on gas, as a matter of fact. So, but I think the e-bikes is very more common if you live in a big city, to where you don't really need a motorcycle to go from one place to another. As an e-bike, you can dodge, you can cross the street. I mean, you can, you know what I'm saying, you can look back, no cars come, you can zip on right here. And then you can hop the sidewalk. I wouldn't recommend doing this, but a lot of people on YouTube I see with e-bikes, they go between cars. In my opinion, I think that's a little dangerous. That's just me, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna tell nobody how they ride their own e-bikes, you know what I'm saying? But I'll be scared to do that. But anyways, but you can cut through traffic, you know, just like that, a stop sign. You really can't do it on a motorcycle unless you want to get a ticket, you know, especially if the police see you. E-bike, you can, you know what I'm saying, you can weave in and out of traffic. You can, man, I do it all the time. You know what I'm saying? I come to a stoplight, I hop on the sidewalk a little bit, cross the street, and get back in just to get in front of that darn traffic light, you know. So, but anyways, I'm almost here to the park. If y'all have any comments y'all like to share with me, let me know. Just leave a comment down below. And you know how I am. I know my subscribers know me. I will get back with you. You know what I mean? So that one thing you ain't got to worry about. So if you agree or even disagree with what I said about e-bikes versus motorcycle, let me know. So we can have a little discussion. So anyways, all right. So anyways, that's like my little run about e-bikes and everything. I'm gonna cross the street. Woo! Had to go out a little across the street right there. But yeah. So I'm gonna go right now. I just want to get off my head because I've been thinking about it for a while, and I just wanted to share with y'all what I was talking about, the e-bikes versus motorcycles and everything. And I'm here at the park. I'm finna get ready to do my calisthenics. And I'll let y'all go. Hit me up down in the comments. If y'all like this right here, just give it a thumbs up, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.